Welcome to Old Horse Racing All the Time. I'm Alan, your host. We're on the road. I'm actually testing out this app today from the cell phone using StreamYard to do some live shows, live shows when I am on the road. So that's going to be coming up. We're probably looking into some hitting either Aqueduct or maybe Parks within the coming near future. Also looking into Gulfstream Park, maybe going to Gulfstream for the Florida Derby. That's going to be going off at the end of March. So we got some interesting prep races coming up here. It really starts to heat up this time of year, the horse racing with the Derby prep races. A lot of big races. Fairgrounds is going to have some big ones. We over locally, we have the Gotham and Withers coming up. Not the Withers. The Withers was won this week by Dutro. Rick Dutro, he's going to come back and he's going to wheel that one that won the Withers back in the Wood Memorial. That's the one I'm thinking about, the Wood Memorial. So Rick Dutro, the Babe, is back. And I don't think that horse is good enough to win. The name escapes me. I got my laptop with me, but I don't want to go on that right now. But Baffert seems to have the bullets loaded for the Kentucky Derby this year with the preps. Going into the other weekend, he had the 1, 2, and 3 point leaders in the preps, and in the one over the Lewis Stakes over at Santa Anita the other day, he had 3 entries out of 5, and he wound up winning that, and I think he came in 1, 2, and 3 in that race. And so picks up points there. And the race before that, it was the third race. The big race was the fourth race, but the race before that, he had 3 entries in a 4-horse race, and I believe he lost that race. So today we're going to have the selections out there. I'm actually going to be working on them, some on the road a bit. We're definitely going to have Parks going, and we have Mahoning running today, and we have a number of tracks. And then again tomorrow, we may have a special handicapping show tonight, so stay tuned for that. And there's not going to be any racing tonight. Depending on when I decide to go live, I think it's going to be a handicapping show, just handicapping a card for tomorrow, probably the Parks card for tomorrow. And we'll go balls to the wall on that and get it out there. If you have any questions about the card, if you want to handicap along, we'll do something. I'm thinking about doing something like that tonight since none of the tracks are running. This weekend, I got to look into what stakes races are running. We had a good hit over at FanDuel Racing. I was actually waiting to join somebody else on a show last night, and somebody else's show. And what happened is this. I was looking at who was running. FanDuel has this thing, right? It's called a guaranteed bet. So what happens in the guaranteed bet? What happen? What happens in the guaranteed bet is this. Let me see. I don't know if you can go into chat here. What happens in the guaranteed bet is this with FanDuel. You could bet up to, a bet is guaranteed. You got to place a win bet. And they do this for certain races. So got to place a win bet on a horse up to $10, right? You could bet more on you if you want, but they cover the guarantee up to $10. So up to $10. And what happens is if your horse loses, say you bet $10, but he at least finishes second and third, you'll get your $10 back in wagering credits. But it's the same thing. It's like getting your $10 back. So you're covered even if you don't win the bet. So now I'm looking at the race, right? So I say, well, I'm going to go on. I'm going to be online in whatever 20 minutes or so. And they only do this for certain races. So I said, well, FanDuel was doing it for the 10th race yesterday at Santa Anita. So I'm like, I gave out my selections for the show, right? You know, whatever. The three of them looked really strong. And I say, now, is there another one who I can use that has a shot to win this, at least get my money back, be a part of the board? And let's see what it is. So I looked at the horses, and I looked at the pace, and I see this horse, this ghost horse name, whatever. What the heck is his name? It's the number 2 horse. And he did run fractions, early fraction. He was turning back. It was 6.5 furlong race. He had been running a mile or longer. 10th race at Santa Anita, FanDuel, guaranteed special. So I'm looking at it. And the 3 I liked were best were, I forget the order, it's out there now, 3, 10, 11, or 11, something along those lines, 3 horses. So I looked at this one, this 2 horse, he did have some good fractions, earlier fractions. She showed some speed at a mile, right? So a mile or a mile and longer. So I said, oh, and he usually closes pretty well. He can look like he can go either directions, but his speed numbers weren't that as good as the others. And there were either horses that I didn't like as much as this, that I like more than this horse in this race that I didn't give out. So I look at it. So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the pace. He's inside. He has Kyle Fry up, or Frey. And I said, okay, he has the pace. He's 6.5. If he runs that pace early, and he's not a front runner, but if he shows that pace and he's consistent with his closing ability in the short race, he can hit the board, right? I wasn't crazy about the horse, but I said, let me go in on this. So I bet $2 on him, right? He's running second to last, comes out of the cloud and wins at $15. So I hit my guaranteed FanDuel bet. So I got back 33.20 on this horse, number 2. So that was cool, too. I'm like, oh God, I should have bet 10. But no. I didn't like him that much, and I was really just hoping I was hoping to hit the board, and I thought maybe, just maybe, he can sneak in there the way the pace he had. Maybe he sneaks in there and I get lucky. And that's exactly what he did. Came out of the clouds like Zenyatta, and ended up winning by almost a length, or almost a horse length, caught the winner right at the end. And the other thing about it is the three selections I gave out for the show, not a show, but my selections live stream, they came in second, third, and fourth. I was right there. That would have been a tough beat, but I did get that. I figured, hey, and it took a stab there. Geez, I should have boxed the dime super, right? But the other ones were fairly chalky, so that worked out well. But today, yeah, be on the lookout for Parks. We're going to have a live stream. I may be joining the show. I may be doing the show depending on what time I get back. But I wanted to check in and test this out before I get back on the road over here. And I got the coffee going over there. I don't want to. I'm holding the phone, so I'm get settled in. And since I'm going to be going live, I'm going to be doing some live shows from the track. Maybe going live from Parks in the near future. I wanted to test this out. I never tried StreamYard on this phone. It's a new phone. I wanted to try StreamYard out, going live with the phone, and it works. It's pretty simple. We got a hats off to StreamYard. Maybe be getting over to Aqueduct later in the week to be doing a show from there. I see somebody's here. I never tried the chat from here. I see Christopher's there. Hey, Grand. Let me get my glasses on. Grand Rising Al. Hey, Christopher. Good luck today. So we got some races over there. Good to see you. Let me see. Can I do this thing? What if I hit Christopher's name? What happens? Oh, yeah. This is pretty cool. All right. Never did this from the road over here before. Good luck. Are you playing today, Chris? I'm going to have Park selections. I may be out there later. I'll definitely have Mahoning selections. And they have a couple other tracks running too. If I have time, I will handicap them up and get them out there, or at least one of them. Maybe neither of them. It depends on the time. I know Oaklawn is running a rare Monday appearance today. And yes, okay, you're playing today. Good job. Good deal, Chris. Good to see you. So yeah, so Oaklawn is running. I wonder why Oaklawn is running on a Monday. That's the only thing about this here. That's unusual. I don't know if it's a holiday of sorts, but Oaklawn is running, and they have Turf Paradise going today. So we're going to look into that. I know the first couple of races are Turf Paradise. If I could get some, usually get some information on those. Two races are shorter races, like about 400 or so yards or so. And we do the best we can with the data we have for those. I've actually done good on those short races. So they're not, as far as wagering goes, I'll get my selections out there, but most likely I won't bet on something like that, even though, I've done well with it. I prefer the regular traditional races, 6 furlongs, a mile, whatever. I'm not a quarter horse player. Some people are, that's what they play best, and that's what they're best at. So, I wanted to wish everybody good morning, wish everybody good luck today. And selections are going to be coming out after I get back in. And we'll have Parks and definitely Parks and Mahoning for sure. And we'll stay tuned for the other tracks. And I just want to think, I got to look up what tracks are running this weekend as far as the prep races go. I see Rodney is here. I want to say hello to Rodney. Early risers, folks. Good to see you. Morning, Coach. Hope all is well. Can't wait. Turfway Park. I had a $48 pick 4 ticket. I singled. The 12 was alive, 13, 17, and drop in class with speed advantage horse. Oh, great job, but geez. Race 1. I like win place. Okay, you're looking at race 1. I don't have the picks here. The picks are at home. Win 5-4-1. But we'll take a look at that. Christopher. Okay, we're getting this stuff out here. Parks. All right. Stay tuned. Parks is going to be coming up. And I might be out there live for Parks today. Part of the card, maybe all of the card. But be on the lookout for that. I'll let you know for sure. Did any impress you this weekend on the Derby trail? Yeah, Rodney, the Baffert horse that won the Lewis Stakes looked tremendous. He looks like the real deal. There was some people that were thinking the 3. I actually went against it. I went 2-1-3. Or was it 2-1? Anyway, I like the winner in that race. That 2-horse won. What was his name? Citizen Bull or something? No, I don't know. I know the numbers. Anyway, the Baffert horse that won the race over at Santa Anita. That one looked really good. The other one, the Dutro horse, he's probably going to qualify because he picked up the 20 points in the Withers, and he's going to be pointing them right towards the Wood Memorial. And the Wood Memorial, that's a 100-point race, so he can afford to probably just get in maybe third, maybe even a 4th place finish is going to give him enough points to get him over the edge. And probably get him over the edge to qualify, probably get him over 30 points. But he ran a 97 in Brisnet in the previous race before winning. He was the 6th horse in the 7th at Aqueduct. And the Babe is back, Rick Dutro. So he was the seven horse in that. He was the 6th horse in that 7th race. I'd like to know what he got. Citizen Bull looked good. I thought by the eye, Dutro horse looked impressive. Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised in that Dutro horse race that the one didn't do any better there. With Sanchez up, the Parks horse. Global Steve was his name. I don't know. It was the one horse inside, and he just didn't show any turn of foot. I was all in on the one. Yeah, the one was never comfortable. Okay, what is it? What is it? I'm just thinking. Cox horse didn't do anything. Yeah, yeah. The one horse, but in the one horse in the Citizen Bull race, I like that one for second, and I don't know. He just kind of just went along for the ride there. But that yeah, Dutro, the babe is back, Mr. Big Brown. Before all that suspension garbage went down, so that's going to be. It's good to see him back. He's always dangerous, and now he has to be clean as a whistle here, or otherwise this guy's career is toast. 10-year suspension. Race 4, got the exacta box. I'm hitting this button here. It's not doing anything. Chris, yeah, I'm testing the phone here because I might be going live from Parks late, real soon. Not today, obviously, but it takes about an hour and a half to get there from here. And so we'll see. Stay tuned for that, and we'll get to you on that, Chris. On the 4th race, I got my selections and everything at home, and the numbers that when I see it, I'll be able to take a look. 2, 3, 5, yeah, and go there. And Rodney Cox horse didn't do anything. So we're gonna see. Any of you guys know? Do you have a quick shot at it? I don't want to shift screens about the prep races. What prep races are this weekend coming up? Do we have one? Rodney asks, "Hey, Coach, what do you look at when betting these low-level racetracks? Like, do you have pointers for Mahoning Valley?" For Mahoning Valley, I'll tell you what I'm using today for these selections today. For Mahoning Valley, I'm using the Brisnet PPs, and right now I may give a finishing touches on those with Thorograph, probably the pace charts. The pace charts. I'm not going to get a full set of sheets for Mahoning with 8 races, but for $5, the pace charts are worth their weight in gold. Same thing for Parks. Um, so we'll be covering it. I handicap it like any other track. I look at I look at the track trends, who's hot, if there's a bias. We don't know if there's a bias. They've had some moisture over the weekend, so like last week at Parks, the inside was really carrying. The speed was carrying. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Same for Mahoning. Seem to have a lot of bad weather at Mahoning. So go from there. We'll jockey trainers, who's hot there, what kind of pace scenario, the distance of the race, the surface. They're all on dirt, but look at horses that have a track record at the place, the track. Workouts for the first-time starters and tendencies of the first-time starters, the prices. Um, yeah, and it's not too different from the other tracks. Just a smaller circuit. I keep with the same thing. I'm not looking for any crooked players or crooked angles that people can get in trouble with that. Um, Try and play it, play it like the race is going to play true, and do the best I can, and try and wait as long as I can. Um, you can usually wager a little bit earlier at the bigger tracks because a late wager is not going to swing the board as badly as some of the small tracks. But Mahoning is okay. I mean, they get a pretty good audience considering they're only one of a couple of tracks running early. Parks is good. They're middle to upper, like between a large track and a middle track. They're somewhere upper middle, so if the board doesn't get swung as much. You get some of these tracks like Finger Lakes or Mountaineer. Oh my God. Um, I've seen a 19-1 going off after the board was racing there one time at 3-1. I mean, some of these tracks, $100 bet is going to swing things, especially for an exacta. So you got to keep an eye on that. Yeah. Otherwise, I play it mostly the same as the other tracks. The data, I'll go pace charts. Tomorrow I may do a special. I may do covering the full sheets for a few tracks, because what they have over at Thorograph is if you order them on Mondays or Tuesdays, they get a cap. You can they have a cap price, so you can get all their sheets instead of just 25 for one. So you get a leg up there. You can get a bunch of them, and in the dark days, Mondays, Tuesdays, then they go up to straight. Um, you're going to pay Wednesdays more, and then Thursdays. By the weekend, I think their cap to get all their data is 75. I've never done that, but I might sometimes if I go in on it with some people. And but yeah, that's the way I'll address it. So, but that's it. That's it. But I may be covering multiple. I'll definitely be covering multiple tracks tomorrow. Rodney, Sam Davis, Tampa Bay Downs this weekend. Okay. Big card next weekend. Fairgrounds. Okay, next the Rising Star and the Red. That's going to Fairgrounds. This is Fairgrounds time of the year. Thanks for the heads up on that, Rodney. Yeah, I think we may do a Tampa Bay Down show. We got to cover that if they're going to have a big race like that. I covered that the Sam F. Davis Stakes last year. Matter of fact, I did a show for it. If you look at the library on the homepage of the channel, that archive is still out there. I covered that last year, and that was a fun card. One of the Ortiz brothers got there and got his ass kicked by not literally, got his ass kicked by all the local jockeys that were over there. So that was kind of cool. It's like, you're going to come in here and take all our money. We finally have a card with all big stakes races. And this out of town jock is going to come in. I don't think he won any races. But who were the Ray guys that did real good that day? Camacho, I think, or who? Not, one of the big name jockeys over there cleaned up, and a couple of the other ones too. Maybe it's not Camacho. There's two guys I always confuse. One is Camacho, and who's the one named Luan? I don't think he's the one. Anyway, I'm more of a numbers guy and when I'm looking at it at the moment, than somebody that all these names stick out at me. But yeah, Sam F. Okay, but that looks good. And Roddy, the winner of the Davis last year, was Domestic Product, who became a nice horse. Very knowledgeable. Thank you for that heads up there, Rodney. Okay, I'm going to get cooking. So, I just wanted to test this out. I'm here longer than I thought. So be on the lookout for Parks, Mahoning, and maybe more later. Thanks for joining in today. Let's get it done today, guys. And yes, we got a good card. Parks is especially a good card today. They always give us a great card. Good racing during the week. Good racing during the week for like a Monday, Tuesday. You can't beat it. 10 races, early start. All right, talk with you later, and may the horse be with you.